The cult Mechanicus, the religion of the machine god, is a complex and labyrinthine structure, a creed of secret rites and ceremonial processions that is never shared with outsiders. Those who lead the workers and armies of the cult Mechanicus are tech priests. It is they that devote themselves to the service of the Omnicia, altering their flesh forms beyond recognition to improve their ability to execute rites of repair, to placate machine spirits, and to acquire lost technologies. Given the hostile nature of the galaxy, it is also necessary to ensure that a tech priest has the power to slay any that stand in the way of their sacred missions. Despite the never-ending thirst for knowledge of all branches of the Order, most tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus have lost the ability to innovate. No longer the master of its creations, the cult Mechanicus is enslaved to the past. It maintains the glories of yesteryear with rite, dogma, and edict, instead of true discernment and comprehension. Even the theoretically simple process of activating an engine is preceded by the application of ritual oils, the burning of sacred resins, and the chanting of long and complex hymns. Should mechanisms break down, as they often do in service to the Adeptus Mechanicus war effort, a replacement must be found, or knowledge of how to repair the existing one must be learned. Across the galaxy, thousands upon thousands of armies and fleets are already searching, guided by a database begun before the birth of the Imperium. Once found, such items and knowledge are confiscated at all costs in the name of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Shapers of destruction, masters of the cult Mechanicus, the tech priest's dominus can reduce entire worlds to ruin. They can command a city to be broken down until not a single rockcrete brick rests upon another, or order an entire race eradicated and expunged from the history books. These feats they accomplish not through diplomacy, but via the relentless, merciless application of firepower, for it is they that command the Skitari legions, Priesthood, and Legio Cybernetica. The vaunted rank of Dominus is bestowed only on those of the cult Mechanicus with a true talent for war, those who believe the supremacy of the machine god is to be proven at every opportunity. Though they are as likely to hail from the laboratories of the biologists as they are from the war halls of the Magi Militarum, each is an expert in weapons arcana. To them, the secrets of the battlefield are laid bare. Every bullet's ballistic trajectory, every laspac's current capacity, and every battle engine's optimal fire solution flickers in their mind's eye. They feast on raw data and cerebrostimulants, allowing them to coordinate frontline tactics and exload war psalms from their Vox arrays, even as they visit destruction personally upon the foe. None are safe, for a tech priest Dominus can tear the machine spirit from a super-heavy tank, even as he blasts its infantry escort to coiling wisps of steam. To augment their own formidable weaponry, the contents of the vast vaults of the Forge Worlds are available to the tech priest Dominus, allowing them to carry to war ancient relics capable of extraordinary feats of destruction. The cult Mechanicus wields vast power. On some dependent worlds, they are accorded even more respect than officials of the Adeptus Terra, or even the Inquisition itself. It is the tech priests that are responsible for unearthing ancient technical records and designs, for maintaining millennia-old machines, and for capturing and analyzing alien artifacts. They have a holy duty to protect mankind from the perils that such technology can bring, for it is widely believed that soulless constructs were responsible for bringing about the age of strife. Despite worshipping machines, the cult Mechanicus does not strive for a return to the dark age of technology. Instead, they yearn for a time when man and machine are perfectly enmeshed with one another, as typified by the Omnicia himself. They look down upon those who would work to other ends, and will crush any foolish enough to blaspheme against the machine god by the acts of unlicensed experimentation, discovery, and invention. Though the lowest ranks of tech priest have maintenance and construction duties, as adepts progress and learn greater knowledge, they are entrusted to study the greatest mysteries of the galaxy. All endeavor to maintain a position of absolute knowledge and authority. A tech priest who feels his domain is threatened will go to any lengths to protect his power, including murder, sabotage, and outright war. Cybernetica datasmiths are the specialist rank of tech priest that program the Castellan robots of the Legio Cybernetica at the maniple level, often having to do so in the thick of battle. They have access to the dizzying array of weapons and arcana of their Forge World's arsenals, which they use in defense of themselves and their charges. Since the aftermath of Warmaster Horus's rebellion, the Legio Cyberneticus robots have been controlled completely by their masters, not by the bioplastic cerebra and nerve-like tendril webs of Mechanicum constructs, but by sanctified doctrina wafers, fusions of biomatter and electronics, often in even shorter supply than the robots themselves. No bigger than the cards of the Emperor's Tarot, these slivers of wetware are entrusted to the Cybernetica datasmiths that accompany the robot maniples to war. Inserted into the data slot hidden behind each robot's chestplate, the wafer's command protocol will dictate every iota of the host's behavior, usually optimizing its ability to destroy its foes in a spectacular fashion. If the accompanying datasmith wishes to change the behavior of his charges, for instance to the assault-oriented Conqueror protocol, he must manually remove the first Doctrina wafer and insert a new one in its place. Should a maniple of robots find itself in battle mode without a datasmith, it will continue to prosecute its last Doctrina protocol until it runs out of power, something that usually takes weeks of unbridled slaughter to achieve. Such risks and limitations are willingly accepted by the cult Mechanicus, for the act of hardwiring independent thought into a battle automaton is strictly forbidden. The Legio Cybernetica can trace its origins to when early tech savants experimented with artificial life during the age of technology. Ever curious, those early pioneers not only constructed vast hosts of automatons, but also gave their creations the gift of independent thought. That decision was to cost them dearly, and the rest of humanity with them. After the terrible consequences of those times, the dread concept of the Silica Animus was outlawed forever, its creators subjected to excommunico fatalis, and its resurrection punishable by torture to the point of death. And yet there were those that still yearned to walk in their shadow, to perfect a thinking machine. In lieu of creating automata with the souls of men, many recidivist tech priests created machines imbued with the animus of loyal beasts, or worse, with essences from the Empyrean. This too had disastrous consequences. The resultant schism was exploited by Horus himself when he betrayed the Emperor. Its legacy was the Dark Mechanicum, whose members go to infernal lengths to give life to their machines. Many latter-pattern robots are tainted by their association with the machine predators of that desperate age. So it is that the animalistic Thanatar, Castellax and Vorax are forgotten on all but the most intrepid and independent of Forge worlds, and the Dark Mechanicum spoken of only in whispered code. Yet the fear and dark legend of those unstoppable robot armies lives on.